Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Orlando. We got a good one today, man. As you know, we're always talking about real estate, finances, all other things. Well, we have a situation where renter versus squatter. Who's gonna win this judgment? Let's go ahead and jump into the video, guys. This is a good one. You're gonna like it.
This is the plaintiff, Michael Daniels. He says he rented an apartment in a house the defendant told him she owned, but he later found out she didn't. The kitchen didn't have appliances in it either, and he decided to move out because too many things seemed fishy. Now he's having a heck of a time getting his rent returned and his security, so he's suing the fake landlord here and now for the $2,000 he's owed.
Look, guys, if you haven't seen this type of scam going on, I see it all the time. I've seen it on Craigslist, I've seen it on Instagram, I've seen it on any place, Reddit, where these guys saying, hey, call me, and it's always some cheap rent in an area that has very high rent, right? And you can all of a sudden just get this great place. All you have to do is send in a deposit of XYZ and it will be yours, Don't fall for these type of scams, guys. When it comes to renting, make sure you follow the right protocol. Do not send over money to anyone else, man. I tell you, I see this all the time.
This is the defendant, Shanika Dean. She says the plaintiff's a complete liar because she let him stay for free at her husband's house until he could find a place of his own. In fact, that guy's a squatter. She's trying to get him out at this very moment. He never gave her a penny for rent or security. He's a scammer, and she knows the judge is going to see through his lies today. She's accused of pretending to own a house.
I mean, look at this lady, man. I mean, she is on it. She's just like, she walks into the courtroom. She's just like, yeah, I don't really have a care in the world. I won this, She has no care in the world, guys.
You are suing Shanika Dean for $2,000 that you want returned to you in rent, security deposit, and money you say you fronted her for appliances, because according to you, she's not even your landlord. What's going on?
I met Shanika Dean about a year or so ago. I was living in Canarsie. I invited her to a barbecue, and she told me that this is a small studio. You deserve better than this. I got a one-bedroom apartment for you. So I decided to move in. When I moved in, I gave her month's security, month's rent. About 2 weeks later.
Do you have a receipt for that?
No, I don't.
Do you have a lease?
No, I don't. I didn't have a lease.
Woo! He doesn't have a lease. He doesn't have a receipt. He doesn't have anything that you would need to prove I'm supposed to be in this unit. He doesn't have any proof. So how are you gonna come to court? How are you gonna come to court, Mr. Renter, when you don't even have a lease, a receipt, or anything to prove that you paid this lady the money? You gotta have proof, guys. No way you go into court, with nothing and just saying, hey, look, this is what happened and I need to prove this. Well, how are you proving it? Bad mistake.
How long have you lived there?
I lived there since February.
Are you still living there?
Yes.
Oh, you haven't left?
No.
Okay.
She kicked in my door twice. I have documentation stating that it's off the hinges as we speak. Monday afternoon, I received telephone calls stating that she kicked in my door. When I got there, 2 police cars was there. I had damage to my door as we speak. It's off the hinges now. But I want to show you the documentation that she don't own the property.
Okay, first I want to see the text that you mentioned you had. I'd like to see that.
Text
you
out.
Want to see the text? Okay.
This guy has literally nothing, man. He has no lease, no receipts. He's trying to find a text, which you should be just using text as proof, right, guys? Something that you sign, legal documentation. You need to have these things to prove so that you have footing. Tenants have rights too, but you don't have rights if you don't sign a lease. So make sure as a tenant, you sign the lease. It protects both parties. It just doesn't go one way, guys. Let's hear from her.
can I ask you in the meantime, what's going on? Did you rent this place to him?
He's straight lying. I was helping him. He didn't have a place to live. Yes, he supposed to gave me rent, but he's living in there, not paying rent, changing locks. So
Did he ever pay you that first month's rent
No,
and
he
the
did
security
not. He's
deposit?
lying. He's lying.
Did
He didn't
you-
even have any money.
Did you let him move in without paying you anything?
Yes, I did.
But he's supposed to pay you rent?
Yes, he said that he was going to give it to me, but he changed the locks on me, and I couldn't get
I
in
need
the
you to find the
building.
text, not look, stare her down. Find the text. I need to see that. Say that again.
He changed the locks on me, so I wasn't able to get in the building. They kept calling the cops on me to try to
You weren't
keep
able to
me.
get in the building.
Yes.
Hold on one second. Describe the building. Do you live there as well?
No, I used to stay there. It's my uncle's building.
She said, do you live in the building? She said, I used to stay there. And now, I mean, I'm just from what I see here, it looks like she doesn't own the building. Like she is a fake landlord trying to collect rent from someone who possibly she's scamming. We're not at the end of the video yet, but I'm telling you right now, it's looking a little fishy here on both parts, She's just said, you know, he was supposed to pay me money and I knew he didn't have any money. So why would you rent to someone who has no money? Yeah, you know, let's see. It's typical landlord, right?
Thank
Yeah,
you.
okay. Can you ask him?
No, I need you not to interrupt me. Is your uncle alive?
Yes, he is.
Does your uncle know you're here?
Yes, he do.
Do you own the place?
No, I don't. He does.
Did you ever own the place?
No, I'm trying to work. We trying to get it, like, you know, working on it now for me.
What does that mean?
Me and my uncle, something that me and my uncle's doing. He's trying to put everything in my
Is your
name.
uncle here?
No, he couldn't make it today.
But he knows you're here?
Yes.
So if I were to call him right now, he wouldn't be shocked?
You're not gonna be able to get in touch with him right now.
You said you're not gonna be able to get in touch with her, right? I wonder why that is. Maybe because your uncle doesn't own the building, you don't own the building, and you're scamming this guy, acting like you're a landlord, just taking money. That's the reason why you don't need a lease. You don't need a lease because you're not a landlord. Oh, it's all starting to come into play. It's all. But this is hilarious, guys. This is a very teachable moment.
Why not?
Because you're not. He's
I need you to calm
he's
down.
not around right now.
Why is he not around?
He's just not around right now.
Where is he?
He's not around right now. He's taking care of his business.
What
he's
business?
an old man. I don't know. What
How old is he?
60 something. 66.
Oh, he's just decrepit. It's a wonder he should be in the Smithsonian. 66. When did you move in?
February 1st.
January.
Jan-
Okay, everybody be quiet for a second, please. That's interesting. So I see text from you in January. You say he's a squatter, but there's text from you in January where you're telling him you can't hold it for him if you can't afford the money. I'll give you a room for $750, but you got to give me $1,500 to move in if you don't have all the money.
Okay, guys, see right there when she asked for that $1,500 up front. So she said, you know, it's $750, but if you just give me $1,500 up front, we good. No, guys, don't fall for this type of stuff, guys. Make sure that if you're going to rent, first you have documentation, like we said, and that you're not giving someone a large chunk of money unless it is documented, number one. And number two, you have to make sure, guys, what is the reason you're giving them the money for? Is it a deposit? Is it, you know, for first and last month's rent? What is it? It needs to be laid out on the table, and this is not the case with this lady.
I'll give me what you got and the rest later. I'll do that for you because you're good people.
Yes.
Well, that sounds like you're charging him, not that you were helping him out.
No, I was going to charge him. That was my intentions, but he never want to pay me. He
Except
don't
for that
pay
you're
me.
telling him that's the money he has to come up with if he wants to live there because he got two other people looking at it. So it sounds like you charged him.
Yeah, I was
So
charging.
you find out that she's not the landlord how?
It was documentation on the steps.
They opening up
Let me
my
see.
uncle's mail.
Documentation on the steps. And also this
What
was
does that mean, documentation on the steps?
It's a vacant building, so
What? It's a vacant building. So you're moving into a vacant building, no documentation, no nothing. Man, this story just gets wilder and wilder.
I don't know what you mean.
so
A notice was posted,
on the steps.
open,
Open.
not an envelope. It was
Open.
posted.
Open. And no gas.
Who's Mohammed?
My
Excellent.
uncle.
There's a lien by the tax authority on the building of a huge amount. Did you know that?
Yes, I'm working on paying it now, and I'm going down there tomorrow to
How
take
much do
care of
you
it.
think it is?
I know that it's 23,000, but he can make payment arrangements. That's his business. That's none of Michael's business. Michael had no business
that's
to
kinda
even open
true.
up his mail. Because the mail don't come that way. It comes with an envelope. And
Yeah,
he
no, it's
opened it.
bent up. Number one, it's bent up. Number two, there's no hole in it from having been posted. So you may be right, but I have no idea. Yeah, you kind of have no business opening up other people's mail, and this was bent. So I don't know how it is that you would see it, but the point is, he did see it. And you don't have an affidavit from your uncle.
Yes, I do. I have an affidavit of a title.
Can I see it?
sorry, stop.
I have an affidavit of a title that he owns the building.
No, I mean some authority that you would have to collect rent on it if I, in fact, find that you collected rent. Do you understand? Like, you can't just be a stranger off the street and tell people
I
I'm
have a
renting.
power of attorney
On what?
on my uncle.
On all of it? On everything or limited? Let me
No.
see it. Yeah, let me see it.
Okay, let's see if what this documentation is. Is she actually proving that she owns the property? Let's find out.
So you see my dilemma.
Just a minute, sir. No, I don't see your dilemma. I see my dilemma. This is dated like yesterday or the day before yesterday.
Yeah.
Okay, I have no idea if this is authentic or not, but this is in fact a power of attorney. Who did you go to get this done?
I know the Republican.
I know Republican, not publican.
I thought it was supposed to be a seal by the
A
court.
notary. A notary.
No, power of attorney doesn't have to be sealed by the court. It has to be notarized. Exactly.
notary.
She went exactly to the place she needs to go. All right, but how did you get, like, in other words, who printed out this document? Or how'd you get the document? How'd you
friend-
know what to get signed?
A friend of mine.
Who's a lawyer?
No, she just know because she did it with her family member.
Okay. If you truly have authority to handle his business, what you need to do is file a notice to evict, and just say he has no right to be there. I don't want him there. He doesn't have a lease, and I don't want him there because if you stick to the squatter thing, that's gonna waste you 3 months.
Okay, thank you,
You know,
very
that's
much.
insanity. I don't think the squatter thing is true. I think you did take money from him. And if you don't file a legitimate eviction as a legitimate landlord, you're gonna have a problem. And it's just more and more time is gonna pass. If you file a legitimate eviction, whether your position is he's paid you or he hasn't paid you, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter whether he's paid you or not paid you. It matters that you don't want him there and he doesn't have a lease. But you got to file the right notice, which is,
Notice to evict.
yeah, and you
Thank you.
You know, and it's a 30. It's to be really clean about it. You file a 30-day notice.
Guys, look. Who can you trust? One person is providing this power of attorney. You have the other side who doesn't have receipts. It's like, who do you trust in this whole situation? She's calling him a squatter. He's saying that she's not a landlord. Like, who do you trust? She brought what seems to be a power of attorney that was done the day before court. Who knows? Let me tell you this. You cannot 100% trust just because something has been notarized that it means it's true. You know, we've seen videos where notaries are in on the scam, guys. So please be wary of stuff like this. But let's go back into it.
If you truly have authority to handle his business, what you need to do is file a notice to evict. And just say he has no right to be there. I don't want him there. He doesn't have a lease, and I don't want him there because if you stick to the squatter thing, that's gonna waste you 3 months.
Okay, thank you,
You know,
very
that's
much.
insanity. I don't think the squatter thing is true. I think you did take money from him. And if you don't file a legitimate eviction as a legitimate landlord, you're gonna have a problem. And it's just more and more time is gonna pass. If you file a legitimate eviction, whether your position is he's paid you or he hasn't paid you, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter whether he's paid you or not paid you. It matters that you don't want him there and he doesn't have a lease. But you got to file the right notice, which is, you know,
Notice to evict.
yeah, and you
Thank you.
You know, and it's a 30. It's to be really clean about it. You file a 30-day notice because if you file a 30-day notice, then he has zero right to still be there if he's not paying rent, and you file a 30-day or a 5-day notice for non-payment. But the way you're doing it, you're not handling his stuff properly. If in fact you're entitled to handle his stuff properly.
The court told
Let
me
me
to put it
talk
that
about
way.
because you said he's a squatter, but you know
Squatter.
Excuse me, Judge.
then
can
you
I
got to prove squatting. And then if you fail to prove squatting, you got to start all
Notice
over.
to evict. I heard what
What
you
is
said.
this right here?
Now, the judge here is trying to educate her on the ways that you have to go through if she was a legitimate landlord by letting her know that you have to go through these steps, and the steps that you're going through are wasteful. Now, on one hand, I don't really trust the lady, so I kind of feel like, Judge, why are you helping her out? But then on the other hand, I understand the judge doesn't know, and maybe she is legitimate because the scammers have muddied up the water, right? Like you can't tell what's true, what's fake. She's done some good stuff. She's done some legitimate stuff that she's supposed to do, but you can't tell if it's real. So the judge is just saying, hey, look, if you are, you know, who you say you are, then you need to go about it this way, which I can almost guarantee you that this individual probably won't go through that process. The reason why is because that long process that she's gonna go through is gonna cost her money. It won't allow her to do what she has to do in the scam in itself. So my guess is she probably won't go through all of those steps. And that's the reason why she kind of went through this step.
I thought I'd do everything possible. I'll give it a $500 and give it a $1,500.
Why would you hand $500 to somebody, $1,500 to somebody, and not have a receipt?
She says she's a friend. We supposed to
but
have been friends.
those are the people I want to be able to keep as friends. So if I do business with a family member, which I don't, I get a receipt. If I do business with a friend, I get a receipt because I don't want to lose a friend. But no matter what, $2,000 you're saying comes out of your hand into someone's hand, you have zero proof of it. It doesn't matter because as far as the rent and security, she has a right to collect rent and security, so you wouldn't get that back. But as far as the appliances, all I need you to do is show me that you gave her $500. She denies it. Frankly, to be honest with you, I don't trust either one of you. So don't get me wrong. It's not that I'm trusting her and not trusting you. I don't trust either one of you. Both of you will say whatever you need to say to try to advance your position.
The judge hitting it home on this one. I wouldn't know who to trust in this scenario also. One of the major things about this is one guy doesn't have receipts, doesn't have a lease. The other side, she says she's a landlord, but she has some of the documentation, but doesn't know this, doesn't know. It's just really, you don't know what it is. But here's what I need you guys to pick up on this, is that you need to sign documentation. You need to have proof that you can be in a unit. You just cannot just live in a unit because you can be kicked out at any point.
But that leaves me in the position where I either need a witness, I need a text, I need an email, I need a receipt, I need something. Because you come into court and you say, hey, I paid her $500 for appliances, I didn't get them. And the only proof you have is proof that she's supposed to bring appliances in, which is also the condition of things if she's just your landlord, which is what you say, and is supposed to provide appliances. So I'm sorry, but you don't have sufficient proof to have me order her to give you back $500, much less the rent and the security. Verdicts for the defendant.
Well, guys, on that one, I see where the judge's dilemma was. If she's a scammer, one, right? He didn't have any proof. Did he really lose any money? Who knows? He says he lost money. Like, he could be the scammer too. At the end of this, a scammer scamming the scammer. So at the end of the day, hey, everybody lost, which that's what we want for scammers, right? Like, if you can't prove at it, like, it seems a little scamish on your end, and then she's a fake landlord, just make sure, guys, you sign leases, you have proof of everything that you need, so that if this type of situation happens to you, you can prove it, guys. But once again, I hope you got value out of this content. I'm gonna need you to watch this next video here. It will help you get into your first rental property and learn all things financial. I'll see you on the next one. Thanks.